Holy moly, people. I was like just reading this article and like wasn't planning on doing a video at all, but this article is so ridiculous in so many different ways. I gotta read it to you. So this girl just posted this on Twitter 48 minutes ago. It's the stock register. If we look at it, it says hidden gems in a time of volatility, NASDAQ MULN, and it was written on May 11th, 2022. It sounds like a robot wrote this, but also like maybe like a foreign person that was like writing, that like didn't know anything about what was actually happening, but just decided to say, like, just write stuff that like sounds so awkward that nobody could really read it or understand it or care about it. It's so weird. Why would they write this? Alright, so it says the trading price of MULN Automotive closed lower on Tuesday, May 10th, which is yesterday, at 95 cents, 11.81% than its previous close. Let's see if that's accurate. I said yesterday, and yep, closed at 95 cents. Okay. Traders who pay close attention to intraday price movement should know that it fluctuated between 94 cents and $1.14. Like, okay, doesn't really matter. In examining the 52-week price action, we see that the stock hit a 52-week high of $15.90 and a 52-week low of 52 cents. And it's like it IPO'd at $15.90 and just dropped all the way down to 52 cents. Like, there's a better way to say that. Over the past month, the stock has lost 62% in value. I mean, if you do the 15.90 high, oh, sorry, that just says over the past month it's lost 62 cents of value. Okay, so not that. MULN Automotive Inc., whose market valuation is $296 million, at the time of writing this, is expected to release its quarterly earnings report between March 29th, 2022 and April 4th, 2022. Okay, so we already know that, like, we're at May 11th, and May 16th seems to be the validated earnings date. So that's weird that they just got that so wrong. Investors' optimism about the company's current quarter earnings report is understandable. Analysts have predicted the quarterly earnings per share to grow by 0.16 cents per share this quarter. However, they have predicted annual earnings per share of 19 cents for 2021 and 75 cents for 2022. It means analysts are expecting annual earnings per share growth of 126% this year and 294% next year. That was a lot of confusing writing right there. Like, what they're suggesting is that they predicted the 19 cents for 2021 and didn't hit it. And hold on. I'm going to avoid that one. Anyways, it says it means analysts are expecting annual earnings per share growth of 126% this year and 294% next year. Again, that's just more stuff that doesn't really matter. Like, that's not going to engage any type of investor. Like, that's not what people are looking for. Analysts have forecast the company to bring in revenue of $37.3 million for the current quarter, with the likely lows of $37.3 million and highs of $37.3 million. Like, that is not a real sentence right there. That's a copy and paste right there, and somebody forgot to change the numbers. 37.3 million is the expected, the low, and the high. So they know exactly what they were expecting, and there's no chance there's any up or down in between. The average estimate suggests sales will likely up by 152% this quarter compared to what was recorded in the comparable quarter last year. From the analyst viewpoint, the consensus estimate for the company's annual revenue in 2021 is $131 million. The company's revenue is forecast to grow by 100% over what it did in 2021. So that means $260 million. A company's earnings review provide a brief indication of stock direction in the short term, where in case of MULN Automotive Inc., no upward and no downward comments were posted in the last 7 days. On the technical side, indicators suggest MULN has a 100% sell on the average for the short term. According to the data of the stock's medium-term indicators, the stock is currently averaging as a 100% sell, while an average of long-term indicators suggests that the stock is currently 100% sell. So short-term sell, medium-term sell, long-term sell. A quick review shows that MULN price is currently 39.95% off the SMA 20 and 49.98% off the SMA 50. The RSI metric on the 14-day chart is currently showing 28.62 and weekly volatility stands at 14.7%. When measured over the past 30 days, the indicator reaches 14.34%. MULN Automotive beta value is currently sitting at 2.76, while the average true range indicator is currently displaying at 0.23. I don't know why it's saying the beta is at 2.76 when the beta is at like 0.76. If we look at MULN, the beta is right... Did I miss it? Right there, 0.71. That's weird. To see how MULN Automotive Inc. stock has been performing in comparison to its peers in the industry, here are the numbers. MULN stock's performance was 11.81% in the latest trading and negative 90% in the past year, while Park City Group has traded 7.5% on the day and positioned negative 8% lower than it was a year ago. Also in last trading session, the S&P 500 index has surged. Hold on, we gotta fact check this. So PCYG. They just told you that it's only down 8% in the last year. And it looks like it just came down from $10 in the last 3 months, which was the high, and it's actually down like 60%, 55% in the last 3 months. So get out of here with that crap. Talking about the last year. Index has surged 0.25%, while Dow Jones Industrial also saw negative session down. And an evaluation of the daily trading of MULN Automotive indicates that 3-month average is 144.48 million. That's a pretty good volume. However, this figure has increased over the past 10 days to an average... It literally just says, however, this figure has increased over the past 10 days to an average of 48 million. Increase from what? You just told us it was 144 million average. Like, this is some weird stuff. Currently, records show that 17.47 million of the company's shares remain outstanding. The insiders hold 3.3% of outstanding shares, whereas institutions hold 0.6%. The stats also highlight that the short interest as of February 14, 2022 stood at 1.11 million. Why are we talking about February 14th short interest? Resulting in a short ratio of 0.63 at the time. Holy moly, they're talking about February data now. Like, if you're going to talk about February data, you also got to talk about March when Will Mead, if you go to this guy, man, I can't believe they're making... Oh no, did I just exit out? I'm going to exit out and hopefully find it again. So if we go to Will Mead, how long was this guy saying that MULN was 130% short interest? Yeah, I think it was 130. Oh, bro, you tweet too much. Let's just do this. Alrighty. There we go. So March 16th, short interest 138%. March 25th, 132%. And all of a sudden the short interest went away and the stock went down. That's how you know this. That's one of the reasons you know this is the real short squeeze. Let's see here. So between, basically, it looks like... Ooh, so it started... March 14th might have been the first time he tweeted about it, and it was at 84%. 2 days later, he says 130%. And for 2 weeks, it never went down. But the price went down. And then the short interest disappeared. And it's because they used the short interest to... They used the short interest to cover the... They used dilution to cover the short interest. That's awesome. So for 2 weeks they shorted the crap out of it. Then they used dilution to cover. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find that article again. Let's get back to where we were. Oh, it looks like we were almost done. Alrighty. Alright, so we read that. Here we go. Talking about February short interest. And it's over. Holy cow, that was the last thing on the article. People, this is the worst written article of all time, and it was written today about MULN. This is the worst written article of all time. Nobody could do a worse job. Like, you just watch my videos as you're working or watch my videos as you're sleeping, and you will have more information about MULN than what this motherfucker brought to the table. This is ridiculous, people. Worst article of all time. Just to confuse people, too. Like, a robot wrote that saying, how could we be as confusing and unappealing as possible? The only things that made sense were saying sell, sell, sell. And this stock's the worst performing stock in the last 12 months. That's the only thing. Oh, man. That shit cracked me up. I got halfway through reading that and I had to show you guys. Like, I didn't know what the full article said, but we got to enjoy that together. That was crazy.